Namaste, family of light. It's really good to see everybody here. Baba Sharon here with the Anchoring Light Transmission Meditation. And we are back on Facebook Live along with our beautiful light workers who are joining us through Zoom, and also our beautiful light workers that are here in person at the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light, which for those of you that may see this and you're not familiar and it shows up on your feed, we do have over 6,000 people that do follow us. So we are located in Sarasota, Florida, in the United States. So we now are being represented with our technology where we are in consciousness. So no longer are we bound by space and time. And our technology is just reflective of what we have within us already. And I think I talked about the last time, and it's worth bringing it up again. I have a bunch of other things to share real quick. But, as we're looking at the technology, as we're looking at AI, uh, looking at Neuralink. I tell you, you remember those Star Trek movies and the Borg, and you remember in my generation, it was the Bionic Woman and the Bionic Man, and there is something always, there's nothing by accident. There's some sort of message in it. And even if we may not understand it in the moment at the time, when you go back and you reflect on things, you could see how information has been sort of there or giving you a heads up in advance. When I was much younger, I was very much into science fiction, actually science fiction and comedy. But what I used to think was I was always interested and looking at science fiction because I've always felt that science fiction was futuristic realities. That's what I used to think. I thought very linear, as most of it is, that, one day I bet check out the science fiction because, it's probably going to manifest itself at some point in the future. And then I had a shift. And that shift was, wait a minute, it's not necessarily in the future. That's happening right now somewhere. It's just that I don't know about it. I'm not exposed to it. And then when you really, where we are now, with so much information, okay, there's still so much. There was a discussion about quartz crystal. Okay, and we had a magnificent workshop over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday with a gentleman by the name of Micah, and traveled around the world with a gentleman by the name of Alton Kadam. And very interesting in this because you begin to understand, accept, and integrate that there are higher levels of communication because we're interdimensional beings. Right? So we now come to an understanding as I'm looking at the statue of Thoth, who's very much made his presence back again, and the emerald tablets and what he had to say about that. Okay, is that we're now, it's no longer like the new normal. It's like it's no longer new anymore. Like, oh, wow, I had this insight and I feel I'm getting communication on another level. And wow, it's integrated to this and the divine synchronicities. If you are attuned to divine synchronicities, you're already operating at that fifth dimensional level. You're already operating at that level beyond the constriction of a 3D physical world. The fact that you would notice. Okay, there's not like a red light or a green light or an arrow pointing and say, hey, look at that. That's a very physical thing. Make a right turn, go straight 5 miles, make a left turn. That's very physical, right? To say, I can understand that. I can see it. I can hear it. Okay, I can look at the sign. All right. But this is like synchronicities, another level of direction. And you have coatings. Are we not coatings? Because really, when you look at this, our blood has crystals in it. Our blood crystals. We're emanating frequency because we are frequency beings. You're like, well, wait a minute. There's a whole bunch of other frequencies like gamma rays, microwaves. Okay, we can't see them. We can't touch them. We can't taste them. We can't hear them. So our ability to communicate only physically is extremely limited. And of course, all of us here listening to this right now have come to that conclusion on our own. All right. So now you're like, okay, there's other frequencies. And of course, I think many of us are well aware of the fact that the physical vibration we find ourselves in a three-dimensional world, okay, is extremely limited. Where the action, hey, where's the action? The invisible realms. You don't make a right or a left, you go up to participate in the invisible realms to us. Now, this is what's all the exciting stuff. There's more and more people on their spiritual path, many who perhaps have come here life after life, to get it to understand, or have come and they forgot and now they're getting back online, or those that may be here for the first time or they're walking. Doesn't matter. We're all in this physical body wrap, what I call our Earth spacesuit, because we are in an Earth spacesuit to be compatible with this Earth in the dimension that we find ourselves in, is 3 density. Okay, but we did not come from the Earth. This is, but we're not right from here because we're really consciousness, which is what? Again, resonating frequency, right? Just like the blood crystals. The blood crystals are resonating frequency. And so when we would like say, okay, we start make our own deductions and we realize, and of course, if anybody's listening to this, you've come to conclusion on some level that one, we're way beyond the physical senses of the world. Number two, that really we are resonators and there's various frequencies out there, like a radio that we can tune into. Okay. And number three, consciousness. And what is the consciousness? Well, it's the things that's animating us. It's the thing that's what's behind, the animation of who we are. That is the truth of who we are. And we realize that did not originate from this earth. It's something else. It's like beyond the synchronicities, it's beyond the gravitational pull of the planet. So where we are as a divine collective, I'm going to say of a humanity, is that we are programmed because our source is from the highest of Aeon. And even though there's many different stories about the fall, or we're wrapped up into this, body wrap, and there's a lot of different legends as to why things are the way they are, but we're not operating um, in our fullness as these higher dimensional beings in this reality wrap. And that is many of us, not all, because there's some people that say, I didn't come here with a mission, but there's a lot of people who have said, I have come here with a mission. I sense there's something for me to do. And these are the individuals that we're talking to, because you are programmed within yourself to be a resonant field, okay, of rising and higher vibration. And higher vibration. And that higher vibration, as we do that, we realize we're transcending the gravitational pull of this planet. And as we continue to high vibe, what's the high vibe? Whatever that path is for you, the high vibe. I'm going to get up and I'm going to do affirmations every morning. I'm going to get up, I'm going to do a meditation, or I can only do that once a week. Or I'm going to contribute and help and be kind and smile to everybody I see in the supermarket, whatever that is. Whatever that is, because only you can do what you can do. You are that precious. You are that powerful that you're shifting energies. And guess what else happens? Just as if you have a bright, brilliant sun and you are in a dark room and that sun was behind a dark curtain, and you open and the sun comes flooding in, and the people that were there would say, oh my goodness, I couldn't see, but now I can. That's so many metaphors to that statement is even written. And you begin to see, but not just you, as you're rising in your vibe, you're triggering other people too. Your light is so bright, okay, that as you come into the field of people, whether you're a healer, you're a teacher, you pack groceries, it doesn't matter. Some of the most powerful, illumined people, you don't even know or can recognize them outside of the energy of love that they send. You're like, wow, I feel so good around this person. Or I feel like I can really like share, and unburden myself with this person. I feel safe with this person. I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about this person. I feel so much better and uplifted around this person. That's because they're shining their light. They're shining their light by their commitment to walk their spiritual path and have it unfold that only can be unique to them how it unfolds. So, like everything else, for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Now, the other thing about vibration is this: you're high vibing, you're helping the collective, the unconscious collective, because most of humanity unconsciousness is not in a great place. It's not. Right? And there's many factors to all of it, but you have people that are still within the matrix of fear and all the regular stuff. We go on and on. Lack of self-worth, or they figure that this is all there is in life, so it doesn't matter who they step over. And just the higher heart of compassion and unconditional love is a high frequency, high frequency that many of the masses do not have that yet. It's about competition versus collaboration. It's about having tolerance, okay, over someone saying, I got to prove my point. The only point you got to prove is to yourself and the creator. I don't have to prove anything. And honoring somebody where they are. That's okay. But for those who say, hey, I'd like to know more, or let's get together, or what, yes, let's do that. But the bottom line is that we are well aware, everyone here is well aware, okay, that something's not right on the planet. And many of us recognize this as little kids, like, wait a minute, because when you see a little kid come into the world, okay, like Mila, they're full of light, and and they smile, and that's the natural thing is for kids. Have you ever heard little babies laughing? I mean, laughing, true joy, laughing from the solar plexus, because that's what they know, that's what they remember. They stay in joy. Okay, and then they come here. And of course, at that time, they're still holding on to what they had until, of course, we get into the energetics of here and what it is. And depending, you know, a lot, your memory is wiped out, it comes back on again, or a little bit is wiped out. But the good news is that we are raising the planet in its vibration. We are, by every choice that we make. And there's more and more people awakening. Yes, is there those that want to keep it the same, or if they could make it lower? Yes, but guess what? We're not unconscious like before. We are awake. And we're saying, no, we're not allowing that. I will tell you that light workers, who are particularly those that are conscious of what they're doing, okay, have prevented global war timeline that would have happened already. We're stopping it. We're preventing it. And it's important that we high vibe, because we have to stay connected, okay, to the higher, let's say our higher self. That's where we want. We want the higher self to come in, because it's very important that we discern. It's very important because you don't know what's real from what's real, what's alive from what's alive. And the only way you're sure not going to read about it, that's for sure, is to tap into what? Your higher self, the higher parts of yourself that knows that. There's a lot of people that are not there yet in their vibration. They may be on their way, and there's many that clueless. But if you are, and you know 1111 means something, or 555, or 222, or 333, or you know what happens when there is an alignment or a conjunction astrology. If you're able to interpret, the life path and things like that, these are the higher esoteric sciences, okay, that you can go beyond the physical, mental, and emotional plane and tap into the higher parts of yourself and all that is a part of that. If you are aware that you are not the only ones in this multiverse, okay, then you are needed, my friends. Your energy is needed, and it's important that we keep our vibe high. How do we do that? We don't fall into the traps. We do not fall into the traps of drama. We do not fall into the traps. I have to prove it to you. No, there is like the Nazi Shalom, that inner peace that stays consistent with you. And as you can develop that, be anchored in your own divinity and stay centered, no matter the chaos around you. Not only do you keep yourself by slipping up into the drama, into the traps that brings down your energy, but you, one individual, can lift up an entire environment. One individual that can hold that light. You go into a party or there's an argument or whatever, light workers are automatically peacemakers. That's automatic. It's part of who their DNA is. You go into a party, the first thing you try to say, hey, let's break this up. Let's find an understanding. Or you walk into something where the energy is really low, but you come in with a smile and bright, and then all of a sudden, it was like a person, nobody's dancing, and all of a sudden, one person starts to dance, and then everybody dances and lifts up the energy, right? We've all been there. That's what we do. That's what we do. And we do that. And we also are very discerning and aware of the traps that may want to come and pull you down. But the good news is this, and I found this to be true. As you walk your path of light, as you develop and really anchor deeply within your energetic fields, that peace that's unshakable, known as the Shalom Shalom, the peace that surpasses all human understanding, the Ozish, the higher peace. There is a higher peace that comes in, and in that higher peace, you can maintain that peace no matter what. But more than that, you also can hold that space for the environment you find yourself in. So, with that, beautiful, beautiful family of light, I'm going to say namaste to our Facebook Live. And for those of you that do come later on, usually this will come in your feed at a later date. That's okay. Just know that we are available. You could go into the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light website and you can sign up to actually participate in the transmission and the meditation. So, if that's something you want to do, we will welcome you to come and share your beautiful light. God bless you, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.